What is up, you guys? CO3 Gaming, Read the Redstone, whatever you want to call me, and
Retro.
hey, and we're back with another video for you guys here. So we're doing kind of a collab on this because I know Retro in real life, so we're pretty close friends. And yeah, we're basically going to be breaking down the import-export DLC.
Yep.
So first off, what were your thoughts on the import-export DLC?
I didn't really play it that much, but from what I've seen, from what you've played and what I have played, it was a pretty good DLC. Although there were some downfalls to this DLC.
Okay.
Like all DLCs, but
so for example, pricing.
yeah, pricing was ridiculous.
We kind of dealt with some realism issues.
Yeah.
With the update, in my opinion, because I mean, it is cool for Rockstar to make these pop culture references with Tron bikes and KITT from Knight Rider and stuff.
Yep.
But you got to think, is it kind of breaking the line of reality there? Because GTA is one of the most realistic games out there, third-person shooters. And I'm really wondering, like, KITT from Knight Rider, do you think it was too far?
To be honest with you, yes and no. Like, I see where Rockstar's coming from because they want to draw in as many people as possible to get the game.
Exactly.
And to keep a lot of people there, and this was one of their ways to try to reach out to that many people that like Knight Rider. But then again, like you said, it's kind of, I think it's overdoing it, but that's just my opinion.
And the fact that it's a $6 million car alone,
Yeah.
and I think, what is it, like $4 million with the discount.
Yeah.
It's kind of unrealistic for the pricing, but it's also not unrealistic. It's pretty realistic for the pricing because, you know, you're going to have to be a multi-millionaire to buy a car like that in real life. If you even could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pricing for all the cars and all the, extra things that they added are, in my opinion, completely ridiculous.
But also, they kind of have the factor that, this is not an easy thing to get.
Yeah, because if it was cheap, everyone would have it, and it's kind of like a status symbol.
Exactly.
But then again, it makes people like me that do not like grinding, it makes me feel like I'm getting left out.
Okay, but I'm kind of glad that they put in the missions to discount it. That was kind of generous on Rockstar's part. I mean, they could have just said, here's a $6 million car, go have fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, they knock it down by almost a third of the price. All right. Yeah. So next up, so we agree, it's pretty pricey, too pricey for a DLC. Yeah. But it has a few reasons that kind of support why it's pricey.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a good strategy, but
all right, so I understand you've done some number crunching, so go ahead and read us off.
All right.
How much everything kind of costs in this update, and how bad this would be in real life. Pay attention, guys.
Yeah. Okay. So all the cars bought with the discount would be $20 million, about $20 million. There's a little bit more, but that's about it. And then buying the cars without the discount is $25.5 million.
$25.5 million. You save almost $6 million right there.
Yeah,
that's good, but $20 million for one DLC update.
That's quite a bit.
And I don't think that's even counting the unreleased vehicles.
No, that was counting the ones that were released at the beginning.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And so $20 million, if you had to buy that through shark cards, would cost about $270.
Oh my God, that's insane.
Which is 33.75 hours of working for $8 an hour.
Oh my God. Okay, so this would basically be an entire work week. Okay, say someone pays your rent and all that, groceries, you got that covered. This would be your entire work week going into one DLC.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm not saying that there are people out there that do this frequently, but there are some people out there that are just like, okay, I don't have the time to grind. Yeah. I'm just going to spend money and buy shark cards.
Yeah.
It's nice that Rockstar has sales, but I mean, $270 in value, that's
quite
a lot to spend on a game. And I know some people are I guess the thought process for Rockstar would be like, grind a little bit, buy some shark cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so without discounts, how much would that cost?
$320.
Oh my God, guys.
Which is 40 hours of working for $8 an hour.
Oh my God.
That's an entire work week. 8 hours a day for 5 days.
Oh my God, guys.
Going into one DLC. That is.
Could you imagine spending your entire week-long paycheck on one game and getting all the stuff, and then potentially being bored with it in a week or two?
That would be
It
that's in my opinion that's completely ridiculous because I
it
think
really sucks.
I think GTA is making or Rockstar is making GTA a pay to play or pay to win game,
True.
which I mean they've got to do it because they have to make money.
Okay.
But
Yes.
I don't like it.
I get where you're coming from, but on top of that, Rockstar kind of keeps a pretty good pattern, okay? DLCs release roughly every 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 months of grinding. And depending on what you can do, you can get about $1 million a day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that'd be 90 million easy. But you don't want to sit there every single day grinding out $1 million, get off. Get up the next day, grind out $1 million, get on, get off.
Especially if you got school and stuff.
Exactly.
School and if you actually got a job.
Yeah.
That's
that'd be pretty hard to kind of balance out,
Yeah. Yeah, so that's about all the number crunching that I did.
That's actually a lot, okay?
Yeah.
So thank you, Retro, for actually doing all them number crunches for us.
Yep.
It's just insane how much Rockstar thinks that people are willing to pay and how much people are willing to pay.
Yeah, some people are willing to pay
these big YouTubers like Mr. Boss for the win.
Yeah.
I think KITT does shark card, buys shark cards.
Oh, yeah.
And then they spend, $270 to $320 on this DLC. And I don't think they realize it at the time, because they're just clicking things on screen like, okay, people are going to like this, they're going to like this, so I'm going to throw it on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they do earn money off of it, but eventually I feel like Rockstar is going to get the DLCs to the point where even showing off one video it's gonna cost more to buy everything in the updates than you'll probably earn for videos. But I doubt that. But it is a possibility.
Yeah. It is a possibility, but I also think that they'll move on to GTA 6 before it gets to that point.
And we got Red Dead Redemption coming out this year, but
Yeah.
that's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about that some other time, guys.
Yeah.
So next up, what's next to GTA? What do you think?
I really don't know because they keep jumping around. I don't know. I don't understand what their strategy is. I mean, I do, but I don't.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back a little bit. So I'm gonna go back to last year. We got the yachts update. I think it was executives and other criminals, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Or
sounds right.
It was something like that. Or maybe that was the Office update, something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
No, Further Adventures in Finance and Felony was the Office update. Anyway, but we got this stuff. We got the yachts. Everybody liked the VIP missions. So they throw in offices. They add some more with the lowriders in between there, I believe. And lowriders was kind of a dud to me, but I don't know. They're kind of making Benny's slowly better, so that's good. But they put a successor to the yacht DLC, and then they went to Bikers, which was kind of like the same stuff. It was just kind of differently based.
Yeah.
And then they threw in another sequel to the yacht DLC and the VIP missions and stuff, which is import and export, of course. Now, people are going to get bored of this. I say that for a number of reasons, because you're doing the same basic missions. You buy something or you start something, go get something, come back, sell it later for money.
Yeah, it's just,
Okay.
what are the
It's repetitive.
things?
It's just different things every time. So, cars, drugs, crates, whatever.
Yep.
And drugs and crates are arguably on the same level because, you're picking up the same thing. You're just picking up a box or a van or something like that. And so rumor has it that they're going to be doing a Bikers 2 DLC. And, I don't really know. What else can you do with Bikers is my question to you.
Yeah, my 2 cents. I don't know what else they can do.
They got drugs. I didn't even really expect drugs. I kind of did because Rockstar needed to throw some sort of business owning prospect in because I saw they were going kind of the corporate way. And to be honest, I like it because it's a good way of money, but I dislike it because you're a street thug. You don't go out, buy $1 million office, set up your own kind of black market. It's an official, unofficial business.
Yeah.
And it's not really good for the game of GTA. Stealing cars, kind of cool, but it was a little bit too corporate because you got to sign on to computers and stuff. But then again, I don't know how else they would have done that. So I'm getting way off topic here.
Yeah.
But Bikers 2, I really don't know what else they can do with it. There's a lot of fun missions and stuff in it, but I really don't know. And they kind of made the bikers seem like vigilantes with some of the missions where you go rescue people and then come back and get paid.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know what the heck they would do with bikers. So that begs the question, are they going to move on to a past DLC and improve that some more? Or are they going to go with something completely new? I know people have been asking for mansions for a long time, quite a long time. And I think Rockstar's trying to avoid that, in a sense. Because look how easy it was for us to get yachts. We begged for maybe 1 or 2 months about yachts.
Yeah.
And then bam, next update they're in. And we're like, okay, that was good. So, I mean, we have a lot of pull in the community, but I guess I'm asking, where's some of the stuff that we want? Casinos, which would be kind of hard because of shark cards, online gambling, drama kind of thing. And then mansions, why can't they put them in? That's what I just really don't get. I mean, they're allowing bigger garages, which I think was a bigger part of the mansions thing. It wasn't really owning a mansion.
Yeah.
It was just bigger garages that people wanted, bigger area. So honestly, I have no idea, but if Rockstar could, I think mansions would probably be their next step.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it.
So what do you think? Anything else? Anything to add to that?
No, not really. I think you hit the nail right on the head there.
All right. So we're going to go back a little bit. Are the vehicles in this DLC and the offices and stuff like that worth it in import and export?
I would say no, because you're going to use them for, 2 months, and then you're just going to completely forget about them because there's going to be a new DLC out.
Really quick. I'm going to add to what you literally just said. So Rockstar is kind of ruining the old DLCs, and I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but there's a few missions now where if you go back and you do CEO missions, normally you're able to take a crate or something, and then you call the cops right off of you, and you can drive back. And now Rockstar went back. When Bikers came out, they took the crates, and they made it so you can't call the cops off of you anymore on those. Okay, and now that import and export is out, it's the same thing. When you steal the cop bikes on one of the drug pickup missions, you can't call the cops off of you. So they're kind of destroying the integrity of the older missions that people were liking, just so you're just like, okay, this sucks. I saw that import and export doesn't have any cops when I steal vehicles. I can call them off at least. So I'm gonna go to that DLC.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I mean, some people just like biker DLCs and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, they've got to do it because they've, got to keep.
I mean, it's a
playing,
good marketing strategy, but
some
eventually some people are gonna get annoyed of it.
Yeah.
A greater fan base. So, I mean, that kind of sucks. So, are they worth it? To me personally, I think it depends on what you're buying.
Yeah.
Because supercars were pretty cheap in this update.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were.
And they were pretty fast and really good customization. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm glad that they put the Benny's style on some of the new unreleased vehicles, and I hope they continue to do that. But I don't know. I guess it's just the idea of value. You have to balance stuff quite in a specific range. How do I put this? If it's too high, people are going to complain because it's not worth it. If it's too low, then you're going to feel like there's more money that we could have jacked that up to make the price more, so people are more tempted to buy shark cards for it.
Yeah, and also if you lower it too much, then it's not worth anything because everyone has it.
Everyone has it. Exactly. All right. So we're going to wrap this up with one last question here for discussion. What could have made this DLC better?
You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
All right. In my opinion, I should start off with this DLC was a pretty well-rounded DLC, and I think you'll agree with me.
It was a lot of fun, I'm not going to lie, with the rocket car and ramp cars and stuff like that.
Yeah. It did have a lot of good things in it, but the one drawback was the prices of them, because me personally, like I said earlier in the video, I do not like grinding at all. I hate grinding.
Yeah, and then there's people out there like me that just want to grind for the majority of the time they play GTA. Drive around a couple times, but
yeah, I mean,
grind.
There's countless times that I've gotten onto PS4 and you've just been doing heists.
I got heists. You want to do it? Yeah, that's just the way I am, and I do that to bring you guys some great content. So if you watch my channel, you notice I have some of the new DLC vehicles.
Yeah.
So yeah. What I think could have probably made this DLC better is make the vehicles a little bit better. I mean, you got the armored Box Ville, and it doesn't have bulletproof windows, okay? Now, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about here, but it takes one rocket in free mode, okay?
Okay.
And it's supposed to be armored. It has a minigun on top,
Yeah.
a plow on the front so you can check through all the cars.
Mm-hmm.
But it can't withstand a rocket. And
That's
that to me kind of sucks because you're spending a lot of money. I think it's like $1 or $2 million
mm-hmm.
that you're spending on this vehicle, and
Takes
it literally
one
says
rocket.
armored, okay?
Yeah.
And there's cars that can take a rocket, you know. Like the turreted limo, I believe, can take at least one rocket
Mhm.
and then another one before it blows up.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is, why didn't Rockstar do that to the Box Ville?
Yeah, I
Or
mean-
why didn't they put bulletproof windows on the Box Ville?
Yeah, if they're gonna have armored in the name, I mean,
Exactly.
why
And it's
not
not like
make
you
it
can really
armored?
get them in heists. So I don't think they were thinking, you know, oh, these guys are going to go in with the heist and they're going to, you know, get it all done just using this one specific vehicle. And it's going to be super easy and we're going to ruin the whole money system of the game. They could have just made it a lot better for armor. Again, with like the ramp buggy. When you ramp cars, you can only ramp about 30 to 35
yeah,
cars.
I did hear about that.
And then it blows up.
Yeah, which is
I mean, it's literally designed to push cars over the top of it and launch them. I mean, to me, it could have literally had so much more potential if they would have
Yeah.
just increased the health. So maybe somehow, if vehicles ramped over you, then you wouldn't lose any health,
well.
or you lose a really, really small fraction.
I think I understand what they were trying to do, because if they make it unlimited, you know, you ramp as many cars.
Yeah.
There's gonna be people that are gonna use it for what they would consider bad, which
Trolling.
is, you know, trolling.
Mm-hmm.
So they did that to help minimize it. So I mean,
Well, 30 vehicles is still a lot to
I mean, it
push
is a
with
lot,
trolling.
but
Depends on what you use it for, I suppose.
yeah.
So that you know, and again, that was kind of a pet peeve of mine for this update. Other than that though, like you said, lower some of the prices on just some of the vehicles, okay? Other ones were really rounded out
Yep.
and pretty good, but other ones like maybe Knight Rider, that one, 6 million is a lot to ask, but when you get the $4 million discount, like get it down to $4 million, then I suppose it's pretty well rounded for pricing.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, some people can get about $1 million a day.
Yeah.
And they can have that in 4 days. There you go. And then move on to the next one.
Mhm.
All right, so that's pretty much it for this video. So, Retro, say your goodbye.
Well, this is it, guys. Retro out.
All right, CO3 Gaming Offline. Peace.